Today, my guest is Chef Abi, one of the founders of Jawap that is over here in St. Pete. Now, he has trained and cooked all over the world, so we're super excited to eat a bunch of delicious food, but also learn a lot more about what the Indian cuisine and the spectrum of flavors is all about. So let's get sauced and uncensored. All right, Chef Abi. Appreciate you hanging out here on Sauced and Uncensored. We can't kick off an episode without getting a little sauced, so we'll have a little bit, regardless of the time, just a little bit,
right?
Just a little bit.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Oh, it's our pleasure, man. We're super excited. What are we cooking later?
So we have 3 of the dishes that we decided.
3?
Yeah.
What?
You know the famous Indian most popular dish called butter chicken.
Nice.
Of course. A very popular recipe in my restaurant. It's called coconut mushroom curry.
Okay.
It's very, very much vegan friendly, gluten free, coconut based, and one of the most popular got last year. We changed our menu and we have a dish called lamb chop curry. The lamb chop.
I already love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
The lamb chop is first marinated and goes to the charcoal grill. It's called tandoor oven. It's like a clay oven. Mm-hmm. And then it is simmered on the slow cooked curry sauce.
Nice.
Of course, we can't go wrong with the bread. Without the bread, Indian garlic naan or butter naan, it's not complete, you know. So
what is the that mushroom dish that you have that is amazing?
That's the coconut mushroom curry.
Oh, nice.
That's what we're gonna cook. That's for sure.
Nice.
That's like coconut based, but it's vegan and
it's delicious.
We go like almost 50 pounds of mushrooms a week.
Wow.
Yeah.
50 pounds of mushrooms. So with that, how we were talking about price increases of stuff last week. Like, how has mushrooms changed? We talked about tomatoes.
Well, tomatoes change, of course, and a tomato is a base for Indian sauces.
Yeah.
Whereas the mushroom did not inflate a lot.
Okay.
But whereas as tomato inflated, the butter chicken is what is an affecting dish.
Yeah.
So tomatoes are expensive.
You said what, $20 to like $80?
Yeah, today I checked up, it's like $83 for 50 pounds of Roma tomato. Yeah.
What would that translate into from like the amount of sauce that gets created? Like how many of those orders do you go through in a week?
Butter chicken, we go more than 250 orders a week.
Well, how much in tomatoes? So how many cases do you have to order?
In a week?
Yeah.
About 12 cases.
Wow.
Yeah, and the key about this butter sauce or the butter chicken sauce is the tomato and fresh tomato. We don't use any canned product. Like there are a substitute of a fresh tomato, but you still won't get the same flavor.
Notice the difference.
Yeah, there is a very much difference. And not only that, with the tariffs kicked in, all Indian spices went up. So you look like about 30 to 35% of increase in just Indian spices.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of a crazy thing to look at when you would going to, let's say, an Indian restaurant, and then you don't see the price increase.
Right.
Where you as a chef and going in, you're just like, what corners are you cutting to maintain this lower rate? We're like, okay, you're not using the best of this. You decrease that. You got this pre-ordered already. And that's, with the increases of any prices, when you see a place not increasing prices, I think what are you guys skipping? What's going in the freezer?
I personally, I don't believe in freezer. I'm born and brought up in India. I have never seen freezer in my life in India until I moved to Western country, like when I traveled to Dubai or when I traveled to UK, and then eventually when I came to America. That's where I found out this freezer culture, right?
This is this thing that freezes everything.
Right. I mean, there is me personally as a chef, as a owner of Jawap.
Yeah.
I am not cutting any corners. So instead of that, what I did was on 2025 January, I had a shipment. Our 6 tons of Indian spices, which
Wow.
will last me about 1.5 to 2 years.
Wow.
Before the tariff kicked in, right? Well, beside that, cutting corners will decrease the quality.
Of course.
And we don't want that.
No, man.
And at the same time, we don't want to kill our guest pocket, increasing the price like super
It's a
high.
hard balancing act.
Yeah, it is. But there are some tricks to it. Whereas instead of we were putting a lot of cashew nuts in the mother sauce, but now we can handle the cost by putting the cashew nuts by order. When you put cashew nuts by order, the consumption lowers down.
Good.
Whereas when you're cooking, like suppose 50 gallons of butter sauce or a tomato sauce, you're putting almost about 5 to 8 pounds of cashew nuts.
Wow. Interesting.
So those are the little
Yeah,
tricks
little
that-
things add up.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
I was hanging out at this barbecue spot last week, and they give everybody coleslaw.
Right.
It's in the back, and they make it fresh. And I would think, I was like, that sounds ridiculous.
Right.
And he's like, we costed it out and looked at how much was people were getting and then throwing it away.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we don't even charge them.
Yeah.
Whatever you order, coleslaw's in the back, have at it. He's like, you know, couple $100 a month, where it's, again, is it like that significant? It's like, well, if you have a couple $100 there, you don't have a few $1,000s of savings with
Yeah.
these, you know, being in this industry at this point is like the scales and like the spreadsheets of like, okay,
Right.
cool. How do we make this a little bit tighter?
right. So even like I said, there are alternatives in Indian cuisine to change your not a proper recipe, but there will be a change in taste definitely if I start using a canned tomato and stuff. But whereas the Greek or the Mediterranean restaurants or cuisine use a lot of fresh tomatoes, that's where it's a concern.
Yeah.
It is a concern. And not only that, like even restaurant, there are a lot of restaurants who has a business of to-go business. The boxes, the to-go boxes, the to-go containers, they're skyrocketing
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
And China getting tariffed. They are importing everything from China, right? So even there has to be an alternative, or the chefs or the management has to keep on research and development to understand
Yeah.
where.
On top of running day to day.
Absolutely.
On top of running a staff and everything else.
And that's how a best chef gets their talent out. That how you can control waste
Oh yeah.
and cost.
Well, so from a waste side of it, how do you keep minimizing any waste from any dishes or?
So in terms of waste, we get a lot of meat fat. We trim all the fats from the meat and we make it a stock out of it.
Nice.
But still, Indian restaurants or Indian food has a lot of residues because we try to get the purest form of flavor from everything. When you're blanching the tomato, you get fiber, a lot of fiber. There is no alternative of that. You can't save that. You have to get rid of that fiber, or the taste of the dishes is gonna be very weird. Your sauce will go out bad fast. So those we can control. But in terms of vegetables, peeling off the vegetable skins, we try to do vegetable stock. Instead of putting water, we use the stock, which gives you a flavor.
Yeah.
Plus, you have minimal of waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the only ways
Nice.
you can really use those. But beside that, we right now in terms of waste, we are between 12 to 15% of residue for the operation that we are operating right now.
Nice.
But touch wood, by God's grace, community loves us. we have daily sauce made.
Yeah.
The sauces are made in the morning.
Huh.
It's gone by the end of the day.
That's perfect. So so backtracking all the way, when did you start your journey from India?
So this long back, so I did my graduation and like a high school graduate, and still I was figuring out like what to
You didn't have it
first.
figured out when you were in high school?
No, I mean my parents were like, okay, what are you gonna do after your high school and,
Yeah.
and stuff, you know? But I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna follow my heart wherever, and I'm really lucky to have my parents that they were like, whatever you want to do it.
Nice.
It's your life. End of the day, you're gonna decide what you want to do with your life. Then I went to hotel school. A very lovely advertisement in one of those front page of the
Is this still
newspaper.
in India, or this is?
Yeah, still in India.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I went to hotel school and did my hotel management as a bachelor's degree. And while I was doing the hotel management, so hotel management gives you an opportunity to understand all the operational department of a hotel. So there's 4 major hotel operations. It's food and beverage, front of the house, production, and housekeeping. And our program was like they're gonna let you experience all 4 departments.
Okay.
And by the time you do your specialization, you decide which department you want to go in, what is your passion, right? And during that period of my graduation, there is a program called OJT, on-job training, right? So they let you see the real practical department. And eventually I grew interest in kitchen, of course, and I helped my mother a lot back in India. Whether we have a small gathering in our house or we have any puja. So puja is pretty much an Indian traditional cultural thing that you invite everybody and you have a religious prayer and you serve a lot of people, and it's vegetarian during those events, So I helped my mom for shopping. I helped my mom to organize everything in her kitchen, and I learned a lot of techniques from my mom. And then eventually I grew interest on this department.
Nice.
And then I joined Marriott as a professional career, right? I started with Commie One. Commie One is pretty much you just cut things up, cut vegetables up. And back in India, I know that there have been months I have just cut onions.
Wow.
Just onions.
Just onions?
Just onions.
Day in and every day.
And in a day, probably I cut almost like 250 pounds of onions.
Wow. And then tomorrow. 250
Tomorrow
pounds.
again. And that hierarchy is like you have to grow.
How many people get weeded out? How many people were in that?
In that
after a
operation?
couple of days, fuck this.
Oh,
I'm not
yes,
doing it.
yes. I mean, there have been a lot.
The guy behind the camera that's him. He quit.
I'll be honest. Like when I joined the industry, in my batch in the orientation, I saw 200 people, 200 young kids joining hotel school. By the time when we were on second year, from 200, it came down to 80.
I would have guessed 100.
Okay. By the time it's the third year, people are exhausted. They have their egos on top of their nose, and by the time we are in 50s, and by the time when you graduate and on the day of convocation, I see 25 of us getting graduated.
It's a 10% graduation rate.
Yeah. So it's not an easy industry.
No.
At the same time, our faculties told us in the day one, if you're in this industry, joining this industry, when you step in, get your ego and your attitude, trash it out outside in the trash can, and then you step in.
Yeah.
It is a survival mode. Everybody needs to understand that.
Everything is a fire.
Oh yes.
There's no like, oh, we can get this done.
No.
At any time.
No. and I mean, to be very honest, I traveled a lot of other countries, saw the hospitality industry very closely, but the standards in India are like skyrocketing.
Okay.
When I say skyrocketing, the moment you step in from the front desk of the hotel till your room and your dining experience is phenomenal.
Nice.
I mean, it's a very big labor operation. Like, they're gonna literally make you feel you are the king. There are heritage hotels in India that you greeted with flowers. People are showering flowers on you. You are greeted with a butler service. You are greeted.
And are these like your fancy five dime whatever swanky spots, or is this like, oh, you go to the Marriott and you're
those Marriott is a big standard. Hilton, Oberoi Hotels is a group of hotels. It's a very, very high standard hotels in India. They own like more than 150 properties just in India, and majority of the properties are heritage properties. When I say heritage properties, those buildings are 200 years old, where kings and queens used to live there, and they turned that into a heritage hotel, and it has become.
They're small, right?
Yeah,
they're not. It has more boutique style, sort of.
Absolutely, and they're in Jaipur. There is Jaipur Palace in Jaipur. It's the western part of India, where it's a destination wedding happens. The hotel is in the middle of the lake.
Wow.
Peacocks are dancing. You when you wake up in the morning, I mean, you have a different vibe and the energy.
Yeah,
you know.
Sounds like.
Yeah, and Oberoi group of hotels run a very, very high standard program called OCLD. That's like cracking out Stanford, Harvard entrance exam for a hoteliers. I personally tried for 5 times. I couldn't go through.
Wow.
I mean,
and this was a test, or this was
it is a test. So it is a test where you go through 18 rounds of interview, and the final round, Mr. Oberoi himself is going to interview you, and you join as a management trainee program for 8 months, and it's a paid program. And when I say it's a paid program, it's a pretty good paid program. And eventually you become either a GM or an executive. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's one of the higher standards. Still, like I tell people, like now even South Asia's hotel industry is booming. Their standards are very high. You know.
So what took you out of India over to, you were in the UK, or you were?
I was in Dubai. I started in Dubai.
Nice.
So I started in Dubai as a Commie 1, and that time Dubai was nothing like Dubai today. I joined Palm Atlantis. It's in southern Dubai right now. Dubai is everywhere you could find pretty good hotels and restaurants and upscale. That food scene, you know. That time there was only one hotel called Palm Atlantis as a big 5-star, or 7-star was only one, which is in Dubai. But beside that, the popular hotel was Palm Atlantis. I started with Palm Atlantis, went back home, gave an exam for the Marriott, went to Brisbane, Australia for a couple of years.
And this is all while you're cooking at this point now,
Absolutely.
or you're in like the management side?
No, I'm still cooking. I'm still cooking. I'm still learning. I'm still an amateur guy who is a fresher in the industry. And then eventually I moved to States. I started working with Gaylord Hotels first.
What were you doing in, like, just going to Brisbane? That sounds crazy. Like,
Brisbane was a resort property.
Okay.
I was an executive line chef there, and then eventually the Bonvoy program. In that year, I think it was 2014-ish area, where Marriott Hotels took Starwood Hotels. They started talking about taking over Starwood Hotels, and finally they got in all management by 2016. And that's when, before that I gave the exam, I already worked with Marriott. And then I eventually came to Gaylord Hotels in Dallas, Texas. In Grape Point, it's called Gaylord Texan.
So what were some of the things that you were picking up along the way in each of these different regions around, whether it's culinarily or management style? Like, what was like, all right, I got this from Dubai, I got this from here, I got this from there. That's led to...
So Dubai taught me most of the continental cuisine. Like mother sauces of Hollandaise sauce, velouté sauce, more like how buffet style works out. Because Dubai, people go to Dubai for vacation during that time. Now it's growing with businesses. They want a luxury life where they want a big buffet from east to west, where you have continental, Indian, American breakfast, European breakfast. You have muffins, you have dessert station, you have omelet station, you have live people making dosa. Dosa is pretty much like Indian crepe. And those things, I understood or I visualized how live cooking works out.
So it was really just like a cool, completely international cuisine. Like, was it, when you got there, was there any cuisine that it was like, I've never even done any of this before?
Absolutely. Like Japanese, I didn't know anything about Japanese. The sake cuisine, sake food. Sushi, for the first time in my life, I got to know what is sushi is in Dubai, not even in India. You have a raw fish which is wrapped in a sticky rice, and they flew all sushi chef from other countries. That time, Dubai was a luxury for entire world, and if anybody is going to Dubai, I am having a luxurious life. Carving stations, I have never even experienced how carving can be so creative.
No, I would. So what do you mean?
Carving, making out from an watermelon, you're making out a bear.
Oh, you said carving. I'm thinking like they're slicing roast meat.
No, those fruit carving or they're trying to. Even when I experienced the first time I have experienced a Western culture wedding in Dubai, where
wasn't as exciting.
It was. In the first. At first, I was like, weddings happens like this, but
like
it was.
You're like, it's only been 6 hours.
Yeah,
for 3 days. What are you guys doing?
Like, what's going on? But it was a different level of experience.
I'm sure.
In India, I thought we saw there is only one or two kinds of omelet, where you just either you get a cheese omelet, or you add vegetables. I didn't know there was an existing omelet called French omelet. I never knew there is an existing omelet with sausage.
What's the French omelet? What's the French omelet?
French omelet is more like you can't overcook it. It has to be.
Well, I'm sure it's very precise.
Yeah, very precise. It has to be soft, not more than light yellowish in texture. And when you slice the omelet, it has to be not overcooked, but the liquid of the egg has to be there. And the technique of flipping up that omelet with the pan itself was challenging.
Yeah.
I bet I tried 100 times. I failed more than 100 times. But those things, but there were skilled workers that
mastered.
Every time they do that French omelet, comes out perfectly right.
Yeah. That is your job.
Right.
You are the French omelet person.
Right. So those things, and Indians.
There'll be a test next time I come.
Oh, I'll try my best. I'm out of practice, but I'll definitely try my best. Right. But the Nepalese cuisine was very popular there.
In Dubai.
In Dubai.
Okay.
So I experienced one of the Nepalese couple getting married, and like how there are pot stickers, they have momos, and everything is handcrafted, so precise. and those guys are making momos in different patterns, like different shapes. Some are semicircle, some are circle, some are moon size. And those handcrafts are phenomenal. Like literally phenomenal.
Nice.
Those things I have experienced. When I was in Australia, I experienced more like an Western culture cuisine, Italian, mostly Italian, steaks, breads. A lot of Australians love meat. They love meat. They can live without meat. I thought at first that, I think only Indians can live without meat because we love red meat, especially like goat and stuff. We love that. But when I was in Australia, I observed that they can eat meat 3 times a day. Even in breakfast, they want like
Steak and egg.
Oh yes, they're good. They're okay. Aussies are like, yeah, and then when I moved to Gaylord, I worked with really good, phenomenal chefs they passed out from CIA and all. Texas itself is a barbecue state. They love big prime ribs, barbecued pork belly, and they smoke it. And they smoke it for like 12 hours. And Gaylord gave me an exposure of how multi-outlet works out in a big hotel like that.
Yeah, I would imagine. So you were doing that at Gaylord? They were like a smoking station at people? Wow.
So Gaylord had 6 outlets, where there was a Tex-Mex outlet, and that's the opportunity where they pick you and throw in that outlet for 3 months to learn that.
Okay.
After that, they'll give you an opportunity. Let's go to this outlet to learn what you can learn from there.
Yeah.
There's a huge commissary kitchen where
Is all of the outlets in one kitchen, or do they all?
Yeah, so the commissary kitchen gives you a prep hand of vegetables and stocks, where the outlets prep day to day their steak and marination.
Got it.
And they had a spaghetti machine, they had a pasta machine. The executive chef was from Italy. The steakhouse chef, one of the chef is in St. Pete right now. He's working for Nicholas. If you know, he is working for one of the high-end steakhouses in St. Pete. He was one of the steakhouse executive chef. It's called Old Hickory, one of the outlets called Old Hickory. It's one of the best steakhouse in Texas. Then there was a Tex-Mex restaurant called Riverwalk Cantina. It's very much inspired by the Riverwalk in San Antonio, Texas. And there was a sports bar. Chef Lamara was the executive when I left Marriott. She was the executive of, it's a sports bar, most like burgers, fries joint, and people enjoying watching cowboy games, NFL, and stuff like that, right? And there was marketplace, of course. There was in-room dining. That hotel had 1,500 rooms. 1,500 rooms, 24 hours in-room dining. After that, there was marketplace, of course. So if you're aware, the Gaylord, every year they do ice carving. They bring sculpture from China.
It's only here, right?
No, all Gaylord.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I thought that was like we got this cool thing here.
And no, Gaylord Palms does it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So Gaylord Palms does it, which is in Orlando.
Yeah.
Gaylord Texan does it, which is in Grape Point, Texas, like Dallas, Texas. Rocky Mountain, Colorado, it's a very, very new property, 3-4 years old.
Where do they bring the guys from? Someplace in northern China that's like frozen all the time.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called.
I'm not 100% with the name of that name.
But they're there. They start in October.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is. So the HR sends out email to all the employees.
So is there at every Gaylord? It's because it's occupying ball or whatever that space.
Yeah.
For a quarter of their year.
Absolutely.
It's like, what is it the rest of the year then?
They're very famous for conventions. because
Yeah.
it's called
huge event
Gaylord Convention Hotels. They have the capacity of doing more than 10,000 people convention at a time.
Yeah.
And more than 2,000 employees work for them. Full-time employees. They are not even on-call employees, you know. They are full-time employees. 1,500 employees are fed every day from the commissary kitchen.
Wow.
And you have your employee card, you just swipe it. You know, if
Yeah.
you want to have extra food, you get
Yeah.
charged. But then they had a very nice nightclub called Cactus House in the property that I was in. It is by the lake, by the Grapevine Lake. It's a wedding destination. It's a full bar, and you know, there's a private yacht on that lake and stuff like that. Where Gaylord Farms has its significant, like you have their crocodiles, alligators, and stuff like that, right? So Gaylord in Nashville, they are huge. They have 2,000 rooms, more bigger than Texan and Palms.
Yeah.
And the Rocky Mountains that they built, that's a skiing property. Winters are packed.
Yeah.
People who love skiing, they're there.
Yeah.
And during that ice period, we are not supposed to call off. We are not supposed to request off. And the hotel is packed 24/7.
Totally. I mean, anytime that I think I've gone 3 times, and it just, I mean, I'm going on a weekend,
Right.
but it's just always a zoo.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that they did it at all of those. So so we've got international cuisine experience in Dubai. We got meats in Australia. What was the Gaylord takeaway? Because after that is when you came here, right? And then you were
Right.
like, I'll do my thing.
So after I worked with Gaylord for 6 straight years. And then hotels are pretty, so I quit Gaylord's as an executive sous chef. And hotels are pretty intense during those, especially when you're working for a big hotel like that. When people are vacationing, you're working. And
Oh yeah, yes. Hospitality.
Right,
That's not
right.
like a hotel.
Right. And eventually then I quit hotels.
Okay.
I quit Gaylord. I jumped into restaurant business because I always had that passion of cooking and getting that Indian food in next level, you know. And Indian food was getting popular by that time. Like people were
In Texas?
in Texas.
Okay.
In Texas. And then I jumped into restaurant industry. I worked for other people first. I learned more. Like learning is a never-ending process.
Yeah.
Still today,
Yeah.
I learn from my young employees.
Just learn about French omelets.
Yeah, like exactly. Like I still learn from the young employees that I hire. You know, they know something I don't know. So I was working for other people. I learned a lot of things from other chefs, and I was a full-time worker for restaurant owners in Texas. They own Indian restaurants, and I wanted to bring a change in the Indian community that, you know, you can really have the authentic Indian food in America.
What's your favorite restaurant out there? Is it an Indian place or
In Texas?
in Texas?
Yeah, it's Indian place. I worked for them for almost 3 years
Nice.
straight. I opened 2 restaurants for them. That's called Saffron Indian Cuisine.
Okay.
It's one of my to-go restaurants. Even when I have my in-laws in Texas, Austin, Texas. Whenever I visit, we make sure we go to the restaurant.
Nice.
Still in touch with the owner.
cool.
Yeah, we are pretty friendly.
Yeah.
And I opened both the restaurant for him, and they're crushing. Still, they're
That's
crushing
great.
it. And eventually, I again moved back to Dallas and opened my first venture.
Okay.
I'm talking about 2019. 2019 November, I took that venture, and 2020 happened. You know, that venture has it made me learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know,
We all learned a lot.
Right.
It's funny.
And-
There was a lot of learning.
right. It was
And
a very,
adapting.
yeah, it was a
Figuring
very
it out.
short time. Couldn't even lift that brand and get that awareness out in the market that their restaurant is there.
Yeah.
And COVID hit. I struggled and I kept the doors open for quite a long time. But it was not worth burning everything up, you know. I closed it and I then moved. I called one of my chefs and I said, "Chef, I'm looking for a job." But my chef knew that I have opened my venture in Dallas, Texas. He's like, "What's going on, Abi?" I'm like, "Well, you know,
Yeah.
2020 happened, pandemic everywhere, and it was a wise decision to close it and to focus on get things right, back on track."
Yeah.
So he's like, "Are you willing to move to Florida?" He's from New York. He's a CIA. He was a culinary director of Marriott.
He was a spy.
Yeah. He was like, and I had a good terms with him, and I messaged him, and he's like, "Are you willing to move to Florida?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course," because at that time Florida was the open in terms of hospitality industry. Florida
Yeah, we
was
could do anything.
Yeah, still Florida was an option. He's like, "What do you prefer? Orlando?" I have 3 places: Orlando, Naples, and Tampa. I'm like, "Chef, whoever gives me a good offer, better offer for me, I'll go there."
Yeah.
You know, and then
So this is now what,
That-
2020 still or
yeah,
2021?
2020.
Okay.
I got an offer in Tampa Bay, Marriott, but I came here, but I didn't join Marriott.
Okay.
I found out somebody in Tampa. He was looking for experienced executive chef to get his business to the next level. So I joined him.
Okay.
You know him. That was Spice Kitchen, right? And I joined him. He was doing phenomenal.
Yeah. The West Chase location was great.
West Chase was popping. It was just the dinner service, and we were getting slammed. And then I was working with him. He came to me one night and he's like, "Hey, Abi, I'm trying to expand this business." I'm like, "Okay, look for the location." But he chose a location which was a little dicey location. You know, I didn't had a good vibe. I suggested him, don't. That is not a great idea.
Yeah.
I study not only this business, this is my passion, plus I try to understand the other side, whoever is sitting on the table, what they are looking for.
Totally.
Yeah, you know, but just not hurting their pockets, but at the same time, if you are serving a niche product, you need a niche clientele. If you're catering all right product, you are trying to be universal
Yeah.
to everybody, still you got to think about them, right?
You got to think about all of the things.
Right.
Who are the people? And then, I think one of the things that we see a lot of when we hang out, and we were chatting about it last week, when you're saying something like, "Oh, we're creating a new menu. We're doing a new menu." And chefs, artists, creative people, they're thinking of what's this end product going to be, where like you kind of have the weirdos in my world of the marketing side. I'm just like, okay, cool. It tastes great. How am I selling this stuff?
Right.
And I was hanging out actually with Arch
Right.
last week.
Oh, really?
I hung out with her.
Arch and I, yeah.
Her catering stuff, it was so great.
She's crushing it.
She's doing so wonderful.
Yeah.
But we were talking about it because she was making me a chicken al pastor. And she's like, "Oh, taste this." I was like, "Damn, this is delicious." I'm like, "This is like Indo al pastor." She's like, "I'm Indian." I was just like,
Right.
I'm like marketing wise, like
Right.
all the little bubbles and dings are going off because I'm just like calling this al pastor is like not doing it enough awesome justice to where like, look, we've got Indo al pastor. What is that? Like all these little tweaks to either what we're calling stuff or what we're highlighting. you know, like we talked about our street light curry. So what?
Yeah.
Street light Indo curry flight.
Right.
I mean, like, people are gonna go crazy because they like sampling stuff, and it
Right.
sounds fun. And or we could put like curry sampler, and people will be like,
Right, exactly. And he couldn't understand that. He couldn't understand that vision that you and me talking right now. That how you gonna sell it?
yeah.
How you gonna put
People have to come to this destination. Right?
Right.
You're opening something in a mall area, like
Right.
You're limiting to that area, and you're limiting to the how can we really. You have a preconceived notion of what's going to be in different environments, and if they're coming to a standalone location, and all of those different variables. So what happened after then? I'm going to do this. When was I'm jumping back off the deep end into.
So his second thing did not work out, and I did not wanted to keep my name where it's drowning.
Yeah.
I made him clear. I stepped out, and I was in search of location since then.
Nice.
I had no focus to come on in Tampa. Tampa has a lot of enough options, and one of my favorite is curry leaves. And beside that, I don't consider others as good, flavorful Indian spot. New Tampa, I didn't. I saw the gap in St. Pete,
Totally.
and I
Point that out. Like,
Right.
I looked for where something didn't exist. Instead of being like, you know what I'm going to open another sushi place on Central.
There's enough of sushi,
Maybe a kava spot.
right?
Maybe a kava spot.
So I was scouting too. It took me 2 years. I got a spot in Madeira Beach, and I looked at the spot. My attorney was like, things not right. Don't do it.
No.
Okay. I was like, all right. Then we found this lady in 54th who was running a ABC Chinese, and she was struggling. She was literally struggling. I analyzed that location for about 10, 15 days. I hung out on that location to understand the crowd and stuff. And I said, this is the one.
Yeah. You just saw everybody going to Mikareta.
Right.
And we're like, okay,
Yeah.
people will come here.
Absolutely. And when commute-wise, it's so easy commute from
Totally.
Tampa, from St. Pete downtown.
Yeah.
It's so, even from Clearwater, US 19 right across the street. Then I was like, yeah, this is the spot.
Nice.
I took time, I negotiated with her, and eventually came up with the brand
Nice.
as Jawap Indian Cuisine. Jawap itself means phenomenal. It's great. Phenomenal. That word is...
So Lajawab is Indian for awesome.
Right, awesome. Exactly. Awesome food, awesome Indian cuisine, And we started, we had like, okay, let's spread the word out first, but God helped us, our hard work helped us. We got really popular in very shorter time, and people stepped in, and the rest was our job to make them happy and keep on coming back. And we had to make sure that why people should come to Jawap. We don't buy any spices like pre-made packet spice, no. We make spices. We assemble those spices, we grind it up according to it. It's whether it's our 7 spice masala, it's called garam masala. It's the 7 blend of different spices. Biryani masala, which is the rice dish, or any meat masala, which is any red meat is being cooked and stuff like that. So we made sure that none of the dish has the same taste. And why should people come to Jawap? There has to be a different taste from other restaurants.
Yes.
And we made sure that every time or every year, once that time of the year, to change the menu, to understand that we don't want to keep repeating the same product, and we want that excitement.
And I think so you referenced curry leaves, which is fantastic, but they are more in southern India and you're more northern India. So it's not like we're going to go, and we've talked about like Beijing House and Yummy House. People are just like, oh, this one's so much better than this one's. Like, they're totally different. Just because that's Chinese food. No, like, it's a totally different menu. Yes, she'll have a few similarity dishes that's just accommodating everybody.
Right.
But like, here's the regional dishes that is what separates everything. Well, speaking of delicious dishes and spices, let's get this cooking thing going and start eating some food. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
All right, so aside from this and your restaurant, where are your favorite places to go eat? Well, first, where's your favorite place internationally as we get this guy chopped up?
Internationally, in food-wise, I mean, I have dreamed about Europe, so I love European food, Spanish food, you know. But
have you been to Spain to eat it?
No.
Where have you been? That's your favorite place.
Still, my favorite place is Osaka. Is one of the outlets in Brisbane, Australia.
Okay.
I love their steak. I love their sides. Especially sides are phenomenal.
There you go. Enjoy with me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am. So, we got Brisbane. Then we got, what about here? What about locally Tampa Bay area?
Locally Tampa Bay area, one of the Mediterranean restaurant that I love. It's in Temple Terrace called Abu Naji.
Oh, nice.
I love their food. My wife is Middle Eastern. Rosenham is good food too, Middle Eastern wise. But I love the tasting of Quotient that we went. You know, like Tonto with the new concept. I love them. I really love them. Yeah.
Nice, ma'am.
In terms of steakhouse. Eddie B's Steakhouse, I love their steaks too.
Okay.
Yeah. In International Mall, Dogbies is me and my wife's.
Who?
Doc
B's.
Yeah.
Doc B's.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those, I love those. I love their food.
I haven't heard of Doc B's.
Dogbies. Their fast food sandwiches, burgers, even steak with the sides are good, but I can't miss the Taco Tuesday and Rilco's.
I was shocked at how much I loved whiskey cake.
Oh, whiskey cake?
Whiskey cake was solid, and they had this, they called it a cold fashion, where they would do like you are making cold brew, where you have like the chambers and the water's going through, but they did it with whiskey.
Wow.
I'm like, that is just genius. And they just filled it up with whiskey instead of water.
Wow.
And basically made a cold brew whiskey, and then it had a nice thick cold foam on top.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was like,
I must try
it. You have go check out whiskey cakes cold fashion.
Cold fashion.
Man. All right, we're gonna get on to our next dish apparently here, because she's making two.
Thank you.
So I know that this is one of the most popular things on the menu. When we first had it, I think we were just like, I just want to eat this every day. But it's a vegan menu item.
It is absolutely vegan.
And it just smells incredible.
Yes, we have a lot of vegan clientele, so we wanted to give some vegan options, and this is one of the best seller of the restaurant, and we are coming up with more new vegan options for the customers, and we want to show our gratitude to the vegan community. We love them.
Yeah, dude, and this is fantastic. Thank you for not bringing us a ton of rice, because then I would just be eating, this would be disappeared in all the rice.
Right.
But it's so perfect with the rice, though.
Thank you.
Ma'am.
Flavor's good.
It's so good. It is so good. Man, the little sprinkles of the coconut that you get in it.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Out of the world.
Boy, oh boy.
All right, Joe, I know that you love lamb chops, so I can't go without lamb chops.
I appreciate you. I also noticed there's a little piece of fire in here that nobody eats.
You love spicy.
See if we can do an interview while eating a crazy pepper.
Oh, wow.
So we'll keep talking.
There you go. You got that cake.
Oh, yeah.
So now we have,
wow, it
in
is.
our restaurant, we have both.
Wow.
A grilled charcoal lamb chops and the signature lamb chop curry.
just the pepper like soaking up all of the delicious sauce. Like I am a psychopath and I could just eat those peppers. And that was fantastic. But now we're not cutting. They built it with a piece that is a holding tool right in it. That's why you don't need utensils for lamb chops. Fun fact.
Yeah, so the lamb chops is marinated at
so
least
good.
for 24 to 28 hours. Then it goes to the tandoor clay oven, and then it's simmered in this house-made special sauce.
So we have the mushroom that we did, but like what's one of the other best sellers? Is it something that's just like, it's just butter chicken? Or is it like one of the
No, the lamb chops. People come for lamb chops as a matter of fact, we have two varieties.
Oh.
Either you just want to have a tandoor, charcoal grilled lamb chops, or you want to enjoy the sauce with the charcoal grill flavor in it.
Nice. So I can get this with like the sauce on the side?
Absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely. You can customize with like.
Yeah.
I know you love spices, so
everything.
you can get your heat up till the top.
It's there. Here we go. Boom. Loving these guys. Well, Chef, thank you so much for hanging out. We'll get a little
Thank
pound. I'm
you.
a little saucy as well.
No worries, no
Appreciate
worries.
you joining us on Sauce
Thank
and
you.
Uncensored. Go check out La Jawap. We appreciate all of our amazing sponsors like Local Foods, the appliance plug for this spectacular set that they've given us. We got our whole grill top here customized out, and then one price swipes. If you're a restaurant, who's paying for marketing, stop and get your POS company to do it. That's where these guys come in. Thanks again for tuning in. Have an awesome day.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks so much for tuning in. We've got our next episode right here. If you have any questions, just leave us a comment and don't forget to subscribe.